Hello, chat.
You're alive.
What's going on? You enjoying life? You excited? You nervous? You worried? You happy? You sad? Feel like I'm feeling all the emotions all at the same time right now. First watch along without Miko Rantanen. Pretty sure the first watch along we ever did was the 2020 playoffs. Maybe it was 2021 playoffs. Anyway, Miko Rantanen won that game in overtime for the Avs. So feels a bit weird for me to do this without a Miko on the Avs, but who knows? Maybe we'll have a Martin HS pop up in this game.
That would be nice.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a business, right?
Yeah. It's a bummer.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait. So did the Avs post a wrong lineup too then, Rudo?
Yes, probably.
We all
Unless
posted the wrong lineup? Including the Avs?
the Avs regularly do that.
Okay, well, at least we all just copied Heaven's homework. That's fine. That's fine. Evan says Devon Taves gets the A today.
Yeah, that felt pretty easy, right?
Yeah, that's what he said. No brainer.
He's, I believe, the next longest tenured Av.
Wow, that's crazy.
Behind McKinnon.
Altitude Plus, do you love this app? No. Do you want to talk to customer care? No. I don't, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the last sentence of McFarland's interview summed it all up. He had the UFA card, and the Avs did what they felt they had to do. It's that simple. There's no more conversation than that.
Does G already wear an A? Gerard?
No.
Because he'd be the next longest, right? That's what. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, there just aren't that many that are that long, really, besides McKinnon and Taves and Makar, obviously. But I guess he has as many years left as Makar, which
That's
is
what I
only 2
thought.
more years.
Yeah. But no, still.
Technically,
I mean, Taves makes
the
sense, but yeah.
Chushkin, which you're never giving an 8 on a Chushkin for obvious reasons. But
Puck is down.
you know what? You'd probably give it to Logan O'Connor before you gave it to Sam Girard.
A super chat from KC. Hello, Rudo.
What's up, KC? Hello, Rudo. I want to ask how you're doing, as that's kind of pointless today, but nonetheless, hello. Hey, I mean, look, it is what it is. So let's enjoy a hockey game, right? Sports are supposed to be fun, as we are underway in Boston. Are you just way ahead of me, Tiff, or is the clock wrong?
I guess I'm just way ahead of you, because that's what my stream's at.
Sick. Altitude Plus really doing me a solid here.
I'm literally using your Altitude Plus.
Maybe I broke it or something and just need to refresh it.
No, it's okay. This is the pains that happens when we're remote.
What in the world? 18. Okay, now I'm like 15 seconds ahead of your clock. So
well, I paused for a second, so I might be off.
Okay.
10:30.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty close to what I'm at. I'm at 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Yeah. Anyway, It will be interesting. Like, obviously, the Natchez side of this is he has to be good for Colorado, and he's going to have to do a lot of work on that top line. But I'm curious what the Avs can get out of Jack Drury, because McFarland clearly seems to think they can get a lot out of him if they actually believe he can be a 3C for this team long term. I'm not sure that I see that, but if they get that out of him, that's another piece that makes you feel a good bit better, right? Yeah, Natchez is 88. I mean, so far, Avs have been in control for the first 3 whole minutes, which I know isn't much, but control the whole game. Make this one an easy one on yourselves. Get a lead, play with a lead, make it easy, because let's be real. Mental fragility is a significant worry in a game like this. Not just for the fans, where it's obviously a thing, but any team that goes through a big change, you're going to feel a bit vulnerable. It is Wedgwood in net, yes. I mean, that was a decent chance. And I like that he's shooting. The Avs are going to need Natchez to shoot quite a bit. Makar, do it by yourself. I mean, that is what you don't want to see right there is that shift. And like some of that is obviously he doesn't know the Avs systems and is trying to play with his teammates and didn't connect, but Natchez cannot be the guy that is overpassing. If he comes to Colorado and overpasses, the Avs have a huge problem. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you on NHL Center Ice. Can't help you with that.
That's a freaking bummer. It's how annoying.
Typical NHL. Their systems barely function, and they don't care.
Like, how many other things are going on at 11 a.m. on a Saturday, and you can't put the game on at the correct time?
I mean, Natchez is a big dude. He is not small by any stretch of the imagination. Obviously, Mikko was a big dude too, but at least in the regular season, Natchez plays bigger than Mikko does. All right. First 5 done. Feel like the Avs have been significantly the better team through the first 5, but let's see how they can keep it up as the game settles in, because no matter what you look like, the only thing that matters is the scoreboard. And there's been a lot of days where the scoreboard does not reflect the quality play of the Avalanche through the first period. Yeah, I mean, skating-wise, Natchez has always been a great fit for the Avs. He does a lot of things the Avs do well. He makes sense as an Av in so many ways, but he's just not as good as Mikko Rantanen, right? For me, this is on altitude. So it's supposed to be on NHL Network, I believe, but if NHL Network isn't playing the game, then I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you. All right. I will say it's been decent up and down your lineup so far. This has not been just your top line doing everything, though your top line probably had your best chances. You got a really good chance out of Casey on your second line. Your third and fourth lines there have spent shifts in the offensive zone. It does feel like the whole team is flowing right now, which is good to see. So for a team in flux right now, to see all four lines rolling should give you some confidence. Yeah, 6-2 or 6-3, I think. So, I mean, technically, he doesn't have to wear the Speedo until he signs somewhere, right? Because in theory, he could sign back with the Avs in July. The pestering Tiff is like maybe my top 3 favorite things about this job. So,
Yeah. I was just on my way home trying to figure out what I was going to do with my Friday night.
we had ordered a pizza for pickup. I was literally walking out the door, and then I had to tell my wife, like, I can't go pick up this pizza. Sorry.
Sorry, like, I literally cannot do this.
Yeah.
I was like on Park Ave. I was like, well, thank God I'm only 5 minutes from home, but it's going to take me 10 minutes just to get out of this traffic. Well, so I think Rudo's more trying to get E out of this than E's trying to get out of this, because I mentioned it to him and he's aware that you're all clamoring for it. He knows.
I just don't see the vision with Jack Drury. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I don't see him as anything more than a 4C in reality for the Colorado Avalanche. I do not think there's enough offensive talent there. To compare him to JT Compher is crazy. He's going to be a good face-off guy. He's elite defensively in your bottom 6. I don't think there's enough offense there to legitimately call him a 3C, though. And I hope I'm wrong. I just don't see it. Like, I see the vision with Natchez. I get it. I understand what they're going for. Even if he's not Mikko Rantanen, he can be really, really good for you. But I don't really see the vision with Jack.
He said he would be. He won't ask any questions or anything like that, but he'll definitely try to get us. He'll try to get us pressers for sure.
Definitely at least get the Bednar presser. You are experiencing a little bit of the great fear in the sense that the Avs are generating offense fantastically in this game, but you traded away the best shooter on the team, and they're not finishing right now. Nah, if you're nicknaming him, it's Marty, right? It's got to be Marty. LOC went for the wraparound, but didn't even make it all the way around. He hit the post. Or maybe he can be TMNT, the Martin Necas. I don't have anything for the last T. I just want him to be a Ninja Turtle.
This being Emma's Mac Mini, I just got like freaked out by a face call like ringing in my ear. And then all of a sudden her Spotify started playing. This has never, like, literally, this has never happened before. I'm like, what is happening? Get me out of Emma's stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they absolutely, their lack of finish is nothing new on the season, but it does feel like the trade they made may exacerbate a problem that was already there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there are certainly plenty of frustrations with Miko's game at times, especially in the regular season, but he was also, one of the superstars of the league. It's hard to argue against that. And no, he did not disappear in the playoffs. He's always been an elite playoff producer. Well over a point per game in the playoffs last year. So it's hard. It's just not objectively not true that he disappeared in the playoffs. All right. I mean, the process I cannot be upset with through the first 10 minutes of this game. It's been really, really good. You're dominating this Bruins team on the road with significant team changes. It's hard to be upset with how the Avs have played this game so far. I mean, both Rantanen and McKinnon were both very, very ridiculously good in the playoffs. So, is what it is. Definitely one of the concerns. Necas does not have a huge good track record in the playoffs. But clearly the Avs believe in him or they wouldn't have made the deal. So not the greatest offensive zone shift for Manson there. Play pretty much just died on his stick. Yeah, there is. If you're looking for reasons for optimism, there are plenty. You can go read AJ's piece on it. When you set aside the emotion of obviously Mikko being here for so long and being a staple of this era of the Avs, is Necas as good as him? No. Does that mean this is a disaster for the Avs? No. If you truly extract the most you possibly can, if everything goes great for Necas here in Colorado, you're getting 90 to 95% of the player Mikko was, and then the other assets they got, you can probably get there. You could probably feel like this team is as good as they were with Mikko if the Avs play their cards right and things go well. Today, I think they're a worse team than they were yesterday, but this is also not the end of this. Parker Kelly is very fine as a 4C. He's a good to maybe even really good 4C. He's just not good enough to really play on a third line. Yeah, obviously the Avs couldn't end up with Mikko walking and getting nothing. I do think that's a little bit of a false narrative, though, because the Avs could have signed Mikko if they wanted to, at whatever the price was. They could have signed him. Now, it would have cost other things. There's no way they were re-signing Jonathan Drouin. You're taking a hard look at other pieces that you probably can't re-sign if you're re-signing Mikko for $14 million or whatever you want to call the number that it is. But it's not true that the Avs could not sign him. They could have signed him. They just made the decision that they would be a better team in the long run by not paying him that much money.
Yeah, sorry for the lack of chats on stream during pregame. I was working. I was scrambling all pregame, so yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'll try to put them up during watch along as much as I can.
I mean, maybe. I don't know that this changes that, really, though. Like, Natchez is playing on your top line. He's going to continue to play on your top line, so that doesn't change anything about the top heaviness of your team. Jack Drury, realistically, you can't expect significant offense to come from Jack Drury. That you can't. So if the long-term plan of this move is to make your depth better, then we can't judge it until more moves happen. Because right now, you're just worse than you were yesterday. I don't see any world where you are better today than you were yesterday with Mikko. It's just that the complete deals aren't done yet. The Avs aren't done transforming their roster, so we have to wait and see. No, I don't ever actually. I mean, I did it one time, but no, we're not even like that's technically illegal for me to directly call what's happening in the game, so I can't do that. I mean, I don't know that the Avs will make any trades in the next few weeks. The rest of these deals may well not come in until the trade deadline. That being said, they could also make those trades in the middle of this game. I have no idea. It's really, really hard to say. I mean, trading Mikko hurts. It sucks, man. Like, there is, from a fandom perspective, that guy was supposed to be an all-time Av. He's supposed to be one of the legends of this era of the Avalanche, and he'll still be remembered as one of the best Avs ever, but he won't have that legacy in Colorado that he was supposed to have. And like, at the end of the day, it's a business. I get it. It happens. You move on with your life, but it doesn't feel good in the moment for sure. The closest deal emotionally was probably the Chris Drury deal, or like Peter Forsberg walking because of the salary cap. Those are probably the two closest feeling things in Avalanche history. And like the Forsberg one is weird, right? Because he was never really healthy again, and things just worked out the way that they did. Good save from Wedgie there. He hasn't seen a lot of rubber here, but he looks pretty decent for them. But that's hockey, man. I'm sure some people feel that way about the Adam Desmarsh trade. Again, another guy that it turns out had a lot of injury problems. There is not a trade freeze during the Frozen Four, as far as I know. But I could be wrong about that. No, Crosby's not a possibility. Never has been. That meme shit has always been meme shit. Crosby is a Penguin for life. Yeah, you have to give Nate just some time, obviously. You can't just expect him to drop into a new team and be ultra elite 10 seconds into his career in Colorado. But you also can't give him all of the time in the world. The Avs need to play quality hockey for the remainder of the year.
What's the number 18 curse?
The Avs have had a long history of the number 18 either getting injured or being bad.
Sick.
Yeah. In more recent years, Connor Timmins, Alex Newhook. All right. Avs offense has really dried up in the last five. Have not been the start of the game. They generated so much, and then it has settled in a good bit since maybe about the 10-minute mark.
You know, I think everybody is so wrapped up in Crosby and the meme. What if it's Gino? What if
I won't be
it's
Gino.
somebody else?
Malkin has said that if he doesn't play out his career in Pittsburgh, he will just retire.
I know. Just saying, maybe it's somebody else from the Pens. Who could it be?
I don't think the Avs will make a deal with the Pens, to be honest with you. It's Jack Drury. That's got to be a call, right? Wow. Okay. Do the refs hate Martin Necas? Is that what we're learning right now? How is that not a trip? Necas, I still won't be able to say his last name. Like the Avs are in a weird spot, right? Because one of the main spots it felt like they had to fill was 3C. And if they feel like Jack Drury, regardless of how I feel, if they feel like Jack Drury can fill that spot, they're going to give him some runway. Now, if you get to the trade deadline and Drury hasn't done a good enough job, they'll have to go out and get someone else, which is my expectation of what happens. Obviously, I can be wrong. I
Absolutely
was wrong
not.
about them trading Mikko, but I struggle to see them quickly make a move for a 3C. That doesn't mean they won't make some other move, but I mean, this is just. There is no middle ground with a move like this, right? When you make a move like this, it is either wildly successful or it fails spectacularly. It either the Avs win a Stanley Cup in the next 2 or 3 years at most, and the Mikko trade turns into a trade that gets remembered as the move they had to make, the move that had to be made to get all the pieces to fit and get the Avs that second cup and cement the legacy of this era. Or they don't get that cup and this era peters out and you ultimately end up with the one cup, which is more than a lot of people get, don't get me wrong, but if it goes that way, this era probably gets remembered as a letdown, and that trade turns Chris McFarland's legacy into probably a failure. And probably not a failure. He did win a Stanley Cup here, but and I'm not getting into the Sakic McFarland conversation. McFarland was a huge part of engineering that cup team. You can't argue with me on that. But McFarland will lose his job as a GM in Colorado, and it will be a disappointment if it does not work out over the next couple of years. Yeah, I've probably been a source of a little bit of the doomerness over it. Don't get me wrong. HS should be very good here. Obviously, the results have to happen, but there is every reason to believe that he will be a really, really good Av. Fanned on that, Kel. I will say Drury has been pretty effective on that third line so far. It's one period of hockey, but he's done good work. If Crosby wants to get traded, it will be wherever he wants to go. But he doesn't want to go anywhere. So I don't know. There was no universe where Carolina was trading Jarvis. That wasn't happening. Yeah, I mean, Val is a star caliber player in the NHL, right? The Avs obviously miss his play significantly when he's out of the lineup, but at this point in Val's career, can you even rely on him to be in the lineup? And that's not even the off ice stuff. He's just been consistently injured on top of that. So it's hard to regularly expect him in the lineup. If you're Colorado, it's hard. Another good offensive shift from this line, but who's the finisher? You have one shot attempt on this shift from Natchez, and it did not hit the net. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad, like, this is going to be a good road period, but you got to score goals, man. You can't win games if you don't score goals. It's hard. I mean, I don't know that that's necessarily that much of a problem. Like, you just end up putting Natchez in the bumper spot, right? And then you run the bumper play through the other side with Druin on the half wall, who's a better passer than McKinnon anyway. And then you ask McKinnon to shoot the puck more on his side, too. In theory, that should help the Avs shoot the puck more on the power play, right? And I mean, like, generally speaking, you don't end up winning trades that you traded the best player in. I don't think the Avs won this trade in a vacuum by itself. But the Avs organization is no stranger to trading the better player and it turning into success. And that's not just the Lindros trade from the Quebec days either, although obviously that one is ridiculously massive. But when the Avs first got to Colorado, they also traded Owen Nolan. Like, there is some track record history with this organization of trading very, very high end players and turning it into success. Obviously, that was a long time ago and a completely different organization and league. But if you're looking for reasons to be optimistic, you can find them. It's not that hard. It's a pretty good process period. You held Boston to 5 shots on goal. You really dominated puck possession, even if you would like maybe a bit better shooting. But especially for a team where you didn't know where their mental was going to be at coming into that first period, you have to like what you saw. They just have to score. There's nothing else to say. So I'm going to keep saying it. We are at the first intermission break, though, so I'm going to take my break as well. I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll talk to you then.
Well, here's a funny little story. So, God, I'm going to say early 2000s, playing for the New York Rangers, MSG, world's most famous arena, the blue shirts, Broadway. It doesn't get any better than that. I tell you, folks, it was so fun to play for the Rangers. What a unique experience. And anyway, so one of those nights, it's like a January night, and we were struggling as a team, the New York Rangers that year. We didn't fare too good. We had a very high payroll, a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure. We just couldn't just, it just couldn't come together as a team, and for me personally too. It was not a very good season. So I was struggling. I was trying to hang on. I was desperately trying to stay in the league. And anyway, one of those nights, I want to say it was Tampa Bay. And we had a tough night. The old pesky Rangers lost. I want to say it was 8-1. It was a drubbing. It was bad. We didn't touch the puck. It was awful. And same thing. When the game ends, obviously I was married, and my wife Jill of 25 years, was at the game. And so after the game at MSG, you got to walk a little bit and go towards the green room to pick up your family. At the time, we had no kids, and so anyway, I was just walking there, and I was really, really mad, to be honest with you. I didn't talk to anybody, just put my suit on and went down to the green room, picked up my wife, and said, "All right, let's go." Well, right, like I said, I didn't say a word. I just kind of nodded at her. We're out of here. And at MSG, it's a little complicated because it is, obviously in Manhattan, and then you have to go across the street, and then the parking garage is over there that the players use, and it's hard. It's complicated. It's like a valet system, and it takes forever. So again, that night was nothing different. It took forever to get the car. So you're talking a good 20, 25 minutes by the time I picked her up in the green room, walked all the way to the parking garage, got in the car. We lived in the city there, not too far from MSG. And, so there's a lot of traffic in New York City. If you've never been there, it's a little unique. It's a little crazy. So we hit a few lights, and finally my wife said, "Hey, honey, but at least you played well." And so I didn't say anything, and then I kind of looked at her, and I was like, "What'd you say?" She's like, "Well, I know you guys lost, and you're a team player, and I know you guys got killed, but hey, I thought you played really well, honey." And I looked at her, and I was in disbelief. And what I said to her after that, we still talk about it, like you're talking about 30 years later. But I looked at her and I said, "Honey, I was a healthy scratch. I was not dressed for this game." And that's why I was mad, because I was a healthy scratch. And her face was unbelievable. She felt so bad that she had no idea that I hadn't played, that was not dressed. But I tell you one thing, it was one of the best nights after that. We laughed, and that's what I needed. Just put things in perspective. And, I kind of left everything there at work. I didn't bring work home, and it was fun. And, we went out to eat, and I had a smile on my face, and that's exactly what the doctor had ordered. And but I tell you one thing, she won't live that one down, and she still doesn't. See, we're still talking about it. It's one of my favorite stories of all time. Love my wife, but at a hockey game, she had no idea. She never looked at anything. She never looked at what was going on. All she did was sit in the stands and talk with the other ladies and her friends and whoever was in town, and she never realized that I was never dressed.
We're live.
Hello again, chat. We back. Glad you guys liked the Big E story. We should have another one of those coming out quite soon.
Yeah, I'll get it out.
I mean, whatever. I'm not
No.
about it.
Like, no. I know you're not worried about it. I'll have it out soon. Maybe in the next.
There you go.
Beginning of next month, we'll say that.
All right. Within the week. You've heard it here first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think this is an interesting conversation because the Edmonton Oilers were one game from winning a Stanley Cup, right? One goal from winning a Stanley Cup with a lineup that included McDavid and Draisaitl both getting paid borderline max contracts. And then you had Darnell Nurse making more than Cale Makar does currently, right? So, like, the concept that paying three big players a boatload of money, like, it kind of does work. I know they came up short, but there was game 7 of the Cup final. Like, that easily could have gone their way. It just didn't. So I do think there would have been validity to trying to hang on to Mikko, even if you did have to pay him an absurd sum of money. But the Avs obviously felt that they were better off going this route with it. I mean, I happened to do that tweet, Andrew, but we have multiple people that run our Twitter. My question is, chat, what's the best deal you've ever gotten? Like, did you haggle for something and get a great deal? Did you get a Black Friday deal? What out there? Who's deal makers in the chat? All right. I'm no good at making deals, for the record. I don't get good deals. I just pay full price for things.
I'm really bad about price tracking. I'm bad about all that stuff. I try really hard to buy around Black Friday just because I know stuff's supposed to be cheaper. And I'll look, like, I'll definitely, like, compare, be like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this was not this cheap, or this, whatever, in the summer. PS5 for $250. That's awesome.
That is a good deal.
$250.
Yeah, I mean, like, from an emotional standpoint, being upset about a player that is probably an all-time Av, like, certainly top 10 in franchise, or not franchise, but Avalanche history. Totally the emotional side of it. You probably should be upset. But from the outcome for the team, this may end up being the right choice. We just don't know. Thank you for the super chat, Pin King. You just got a shout out on Altitude Radio, Rudo. Oh, did they show? I saw Raj retweeted my the Avs have traded every pick but Cale Makar from 2015 to 2020. I mean, I'm not fan how you want to fan. I'm not upset however you feel about this, whether you're really upset that Mikko's gone or whether you're hyped for the future or anywhere in between. I will not fault anyone fanning how they want to fan. Part of doing the job that I do is you have to have an ability to set your emotions aside and think about things as critically as you possibly can and analyze it. It's just part of the job. I feel like I do a pretty good job of that most of the time. And from that side of it, I think the Avs lost the trade, but I also don't think they're done, and we'll see. Penny candy? Well, is it good candy though, or was it like cardboard? Yeah, trading for Mackenzie Blackwood in fantasy is a very good deal. That is true. All right. Who gets it, chat? I tweeted it out. Andrew Tip Mac. Who gets the first goal of the post Miko era for the Avs? Yeah, I don't even know that Natchez has to be better with the Avs. If he keeps up the pace he's been on this season, that's good enough. Which is the best pace of his career, so he has to be good here. But I don't know that he needs to be that much better with the Avs than he's been this year, at least. Natchez, LOC, Mac. I mean, Natchez would be a fun storyline if he gets the goal. That would be fun. Very good D from Gerard there. He just completely cut that play off, and it was shaping up to be dangerous. And now you get a chance the other way, and you don't even get it on net. Tough. Oh, okay. It's Arturi Lehkonen who gets the first goal of the post Miko era. That dude is just on fire this year. Dude's shooting 22%, and it's going to go up with that shot. Listen to the beautiful ASMR of my keyboard, chat. Mitzi going to get an assist on this too with the good little blue line play, and Parsonen is definitely getting an assist. That's a good little shift from your second line, man. It's a perfect shot. That not a very high danger play, but it's a good little shift. You got to go in the right direction from your second line. You get some production from your second line. Put yourself in the driver's seat in a game where you've outplayed Boston. Kind of big. Drury is on contract for next season, as is Natchez. They both are. Yeah, it's a great play from Casey at his own blue line. It's good to see a play like that from Casey. I know it's the secondary assist, but when Casey is playing well, he's playing confident with the puck to make plays like that, and he's making the right decisions. And then it's a nice find from Parsonen. It's not that difficult of a play for him to make there, but he makes it fancy with the little behind the back nonsense, and Lecky puts a sick finish on it. Certainly, how this game has gone so far in last game. I know they lost to Winnipeg, but it was a quality effort from Colorado, and today, I should say, has been a fantastic effort so far. They've put the work in, they've dominated this game. And can Colton split them here? Not really. Kind of ran out of room, wasn't quite fast enough. Needed that Natchez speed to get him to the net. Yeah, Landy's money has been on LTIR for years. So they essentially, as far as the cap is concerned, they might as well have cut him. It hasn't had an impact. I mean, certainly, if you wanted a mental kick to the head, trading one of the best players on your team will probably do that. I mean, Natchez is going to get a raise on his next deal. He's going to get paid a lot more. It's just a question of, is he going to get paid a lot more, like $10 million? Or can he play well enough in Colorado that number moves up to more like 12? Wood is not back yet, but he's close. He's practicing with the team, and they said he could go by the end of the week. And that was on Wednesday, I think. So sometime next week, I would expect Wood to be back, but not quite yet. Yeah, I mean, Netchus has more TOI, one, because he's playing on the top line, and two, because he's probably adjusting to the systems. So he probably doesn't have the rhythm of how the Avs top line changes and has been caught out there a few times. I wouldn't read too much into that. Dang. It was really good work along the wall from Casey, but then he just did not get the puck out. Made up for it, though. Good job to recover that puck and chip it out at the end of that shift. So, solid. Ooh, swing and a miss, Josh. Landy and Nuke get healthy to the Avs, have a spot for Wood. Not sure Wood has outplayed Kelly Parsonen or Kiviranta. I think you have to play Miles Wood over Yoel Kiviranta. Kiviranta had 2 little hot stretches of the season, but he has completely ghosted the offensive side since then. Let me actually look it up. Four, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just 2 points in his last 11 games. But you could definitely justify Miles Wood as a 13th forward, I think, with a fully healthy Avalanche lineup. Though at this point, it's pretty difficult to expect Landeskog to be healthy in the regular season. It's getting more difficult to expect Gabe Landeskog to be healthy ever, but I think it's close to impossible for him to be ready to go in the regular season, not just because of his health, but because of the Avs cap situation. Even after moving out Mikko, they only saved about $1 million because of how expensive Drury and Natchez are. Natchez? I'll just keep getting his name wrong. It's fine. So the cap crunch of Landon coming back is still a problem. Well, Natchez is going to have to get used to that. He was not ready for that stretch breakout pass, and the Avs do a lot of that. I mean, Kiviranta's like 27. There's no more cooking there. He is who he is. Yeah, I mean, look, there is no doubt that Mikko regularly had it in cruise control in the regular season for the Avs for the last 2 years, if we're being honest about it. But you live with that because even in cruise control, he still provided massive amounts of point totals. And when it mattered in the playoffs, he showed up and played to his potential. He is who he is, and that's a defensive liability, but he more than made up for that. But if the Avs felt like they needed to become a more defensively sound team, that's probably one of the reasons that they targeted someone like Natchez. Yeah, the Avs have completely dominated this game. On the possession front, it's been ridiculously good. I mean, Casey is a 2C. Even with the stretches of bad hockey he's had, obviously he can't continue to play like that, but he already has a point in tonight's game, and you've seen the flashes of it starting to come back offensively for him. Based on his play as a whole throughout this season, you would call him a low-end 2C, but he's fully capable of being a high-end 2C. He just has to get there. And he was at the start of the season, he was a high-end 2C. The Avs believe he can get back there. So, yes, Middlestad is the 2C. Yeah, there was a post there. I don't know. It was a good shot. It didn't go in. Posts are hard sometimes. Sometimes you feel like you beat the goaltender and when it hits the post, other times you feel like the goaltender gave you nothing to shoot at, and so there was no chance of it ever going in. Mikko had 14 points in 11 playoff games last year. I don't know what more you want. The Bruins are not good. That's definitely true. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We all know the reason the Avs lost that Dallas series, and it was number 13, not number 96. All right. Can we get this third line on the board? That'd be fun. A second line goal and a third line goal in the same game. Is it possible? Little split shift here, and Mac can't hit the net. That's a good chance, too. It's a good little pick from LOC to give Mac an opportunity there. He just missed the net. It is weird to see Natchez floating in the neutral zone on that shift there. Mikko would have full sent into the offensive zone for sure. The defensive responsibility is different. We'll put it to you that way. I mean, the hope, not saying Taves doesn't look good in that A, because he does, but the hope is he's not wearing one come playoff time, right? Because he'd rather it be a C on Landy. It's pretty good. I'll just look up the exact percentage. It is 58% this year, and he's a career 56.5%. So he is very good in the faceoff circle.
Finally made my lunch. Sorry. It's running like not very much paying attention to anything that was going on the last couple of minutes.
We're chilling. There really hasn't been a ton that's happened. The Avs have given up nothing.
Oh,
They've
I've been
dominated
watching
the puck.
Game. I've had the game on.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
use
all
my
good.
phone, but like as
all
far
good.
as chat and everything, and yeah, I'm like, I gotta make my lunch. I'm starving.
The thing about Bednar's system is there is a lot of like micro decisions that get made once you get into the advanced parts of the system. But on a basic level, if you skate fast and work hard, you'll do okay in Bednar's system. His basic systems are just designed to go fast and crash into things. Make something happen here off of the broken stick. Doesn't really look like it. Ooh, good little keep, though. Yeah, Mac just couldn't get it to the middle there. Sometimes I'd almost prefer if Mac just YOLO sent the pass right away. At times it feels like he holds onto the puck a half second too long when he's trying to make one of those really cutesy passes. I think he might be better off just sending it immediately. Like there was a bit of a tough read for Natchez for sure. He got into a situation where he couldn't use his speed. He had to pull up and make a puck decision. And those are the things you don't expect him to have in the bag in these systems for sure. I mean, look, if you're gonna lose it when the Avs trade away a top 10 player in franchise history, it's a good time to go crazy about it. I don't know. I don't think Drury looks very big, but maybe that's just me. Another good hard-working offensive zone shift here, though. Your second line is really putting in the work here. Which, I mean, to be fair, is the line of guys that have all been on this team, right? Natchez on the top line, Drury on the third line. You expect some growing pains there. No, man, Boston, see, their possession time might seriously be in the 3-minute range. They have not possessed the puck at all. Yeah, but the Finns always come over and then we ask them about their names and they're like, we don't care. Just say it however you would say it as an American. So that was a wild zone exit, but it worked. I'm not telling you Boston is good, but they're above 500. They're not a horrible team. They're just not very good. And you have to play these teams. You can only play the game you're in, so you might as well dominate the not very good team. With that being said, I would really appreciate another goal because one play can change this game right now. Also, the refs aren't calling anything tonight. That should have been a penalty on Drury, almost certainly. But Boston has gotten away with a few too. I mean, yes, Monty's systems definitely were helping them, but I think the reality is this is what Boston was supposed to be last year. When you lose Krejci and Bergeron, you are a lot worse. And they battled through it and found a way to be more effective than they probably should have been last season. It just caught up with them this year. Drury has horrible puck luck. Well, he'll fit right in Colorado then, because there's been a lot of tough puck luck this year.
I was like, cool. Does bad luck cancel each other out? Like a double negative?
I'm choosing to believe that's how it works. We're going with that. I mean, yes and no, Azare. You do want to see a PP just to see, but literally zero time for it to have gotten installed for Natchez. So it would literally just be playing by feel. So it'd be hard to take a whole lot out of it. Yeah, 9s are so early 2020s for the Avs. We're into 8s now, okay? I don't think the Avs have really had very many guys wear the 80s numbers ever. They've had a few, but not a ton. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Malgin wore 81, as did Kamenev. Nieto was 83. Turgeon was 87 when he was here. Not a whole lot. They had a bunch of rentals. Bodker wore 89. Englund wore 88 when he was here. But not a lot of long terms. No 80s, 84s, 86s ever.
I always forget about Kamenev.
Yeah, well, he was injured and then couldn't hack it, so no surprises. Good block by Kale there. Oh, it went off the same foot that he keeps getting hit off of. He's fine. It's just that did not feel good.
It's like, God damn it, why won't my foot heal?
Yeah. Yeah, Bodker is a weird time in Avalanche history, especially Bod, because Bodker was really good here. He played really good hockey. It's just the Avs traded for a rental in a season that they weren't even all that close to making the playoffs, and then they missed the playoffs. So it was a weird organizational choice. Yeah, the under looks real good right now. No doubt about that. Yeah, Mueller did wear 88 for the 16 awesome games he played for the Avs before his head got exploded.
Oh my god.
That's what happened.
Crazy way to put that.
Rob Blake gave him like a gigantic concussion and he was never the same.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard to be too upset about shot totals in this game. I think you can have a little bit of a bone to pick with the Avs' finishing ability today. You want more than one goal with the opportunities you've gotten, but I do think they're shooting the puck pretty well, at least volume-wise. Hello? There's no way that's not a penalty. Are you kidding me, bro? Okay, they called it? Okay, good. I was like, what in the world?
Manhandled him.
All right. Oh, they didn't call it? They just called it icing way early? All right. Fine. I mean, the Avs are in the lead, so I'm not that upset about it, but just so we're clear, the Avs should just start tackling people because they're going to let you.
No showing off the PP.
It's kind of crazy that Nathan McKinnon's going to beat Brad Marchand and Nikita Kucherov to 1,000 points. Oh, did it hit the benches or something? Okay, got it. Thank you. I'm watching on mute, so. Yeah, I mean, if they don't call a penalty there, you just nod your head and say, okay, we're holding the Bruins on every single shift for the rest of the game. I will say, and like obviously Boston has offensive holes, but almost couldn't quite find the backside. Drew in there. I don't think it's a coincidence that the Avs have given up so little with Natchez in the lineup. He's significantly more defensively responsible, as that's a really good play by Taze to break up what could have been a dangerous play there. But just adding that one guy that is a bit more defensively responsible in your top six can go a long way in creating games that look like this one. Oh, Josh, you got to do a better job there, buddy. Just standing still. Let that guy take the puck away. Got away with it this time, but can't be doing that.
Is there any big style changes between Rod the Bod and Bednar that you think Miko might struggle with?
I mean, the Carolina system is way, way, way higher volume shooting than the Avs is. So you are going to be running a lot more of one pass, shoot the puck style of offense in the offensive zone, and that is going to require a lot more puck retrieval, which is one of the areas where Miko just straight up doesn't do that, especially when he gets lazy. Did they just call a penalty on the Avs here? What is Joe Sacco smirking about? They call it on Boston? They called a penalty on Boston there, huh? All right. I mean, I guess that's a trip, but that's the one you call? This is the penalty we're calling in this game? Okay. What do I know? What do I know? Hey, look, 10 seconds into Natchez on the power play, and the Avs are still starting at 140. So it's fine. He'll fit right in great. All right. You should be set up here. They're going with Natchez net front. I guess you don't make any decisions down low, right? They're just giving him the simplest position and putting Lecky in the bumper so he doesn't have to think that much. Oh, boy. Oof, that was almost a breakaway for Boston. My dog does not like this power play, and neither do I. I mean, Natchez has played center in the past, but he hasn't done it for a while, so hard to say. All right, well, that power play sucked butt, so no changes there. Outside of the power play, another very good period. You're on the board. You're winning the game. You really need to score another goal, though. You should not feel comfortable. Keep playing quality hockey and you'll win, but make sure you take care of business. I'm going to take my intermission break since the Avs are at intermission. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Sorry, Rue, I didn't see that you said we could go back.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
I had my headphones on the whole time, so that was weird.
Yeah, I unmuted and remuted it, so I don't know if something broke or whatever. So
Whatever. We're live.
all right, chat. Again, I'm not trying to tell you Boston is very good because they're not. But through 40 minutes, the Avs have given up 0 high danger chances. That's not just Boston being bad. That's pretty darn dominant puck possession and defensive play from the Colorado Avalanche. You got to give them a little credit. Give them a little credit for that. Beyond that, it's not all that interesting possession wise. It's the guys you would expect. That second line has been ridiculously dominant with the puck. The Avs top line has been extremely high event, with the Avs getting the significantly better side of that. The only line that is struggling possession-wise is that third line of Drury, O'Connor, and Colton. And struggling is maybe a strong word. They're just not above 50%. But yeah, the Avs have given up nothing dangerous.
Remind me, Four Nations, McKinnon, Makar, Taves, Lecky.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, wait, I have to make this graphic still. I was like, I know, just no Miko.
Photoshop ranting and out of it.
That's what happens when we put a graphic request in months in advance. Something inevitably changes.
I'm not saying to prepare for this, but
might get somebody else.
I mean, if one of the goalies doesn't go, they could bring Blackwood as a replacement potentially.
Okay.
But that would require one of the goalies to not go, which is unlikely.
Yeah. No, you're good. That could be like its own individual graphic.
Yeah, for sure.
Lucky finish, and the other 3 Canadian. Yes. Is it snowing out east, Rue?
Yes, I think we have like 3 inches already.
Yeah, I mean, my road outside my house is clear, but it's definitely coming down.
I mean, I think Netchus has looked pretty good. I'm just not reading anything into Netchus's game tonight. Again, he's been an Av for 15 hours. Like, there's no way they even had a systems meeting. He showed up this morning and is playing. Like, that's it. So I don't want to judge it too much. The thing I have noticed is there is clearly defensive responsibility in his game.
What?
And he's shown a willingness to shoot the puck tonight, which is important. He needs to be a shooter on this team.
Defense? I've never heard of that on a high production person.
I mean, yeah, like, I get it. I 100% get why NHL GMs don't want to send players to the Olympics. And I know we're talking about the 4 nations, but like, I get it. It could derail your season because someone gets hurt at a tournament like that. I think it's dumb. I much prefer the international competition. It's exciting. It's awesome. It's good for the game. But from a GM or a management spot, I get it. I mean, Vancouver's not going to move Pettersson, so don't even bother having that conversation. I personally am still not interested in Miller. I just don't want the problem. The Avs have their hands full with guys like Val as it is.
Nuggets are in the game too? That's crazy.
What's a matinee game?
Nuggets.
Really? Ugh.
Yeah, they're doing their pregame right now.
Dude, why? Why would you do this? Anyway, I actually like it in the middle of the season. I think the break is good for everyone that doesn't have to go.
Us involved. Us included.
Yeah, absolutely. Us included. Absolutely.
I think we're going to try to do watch parties at the bar. So if you're around the bar area, feel free to come down, watch the Four Nations.
Yeah.
Party.
We'll definitely be talking about it on the pod a bunch too, so. I mean, it's the Avs' top line possession numbers are good, but comparing one game of possession numbers is not meaningful. That's way too small a sample size for advanced statistics. Odds on Avs keeping both second rounders. How many zeros can you put after the decimal point? Because it's gotta be close to 0.
An infinite amount, technically, so.
And that's why you needed to score a second goal.
Damn it, Rudo. Why are you ahead of me?
Wedgie did not look happy with himself on that one.
Oh.
It's a pretty good back check. Not a great gap from Makar there, I guess. It looks like it gets redirected. Not much Wedgie can do. Yeah, off of Makar's skate. That's tough.
Bummer.
I don't know, man. You got to score goals. You got to score goals in the NHL to win.
It's the first time I'm hearing that.
All right. The Avs keep playing the same way. They should be fine, but it's hard to keep it up for a full 60. All right. Nice little defensive play from Drury there. And then you kind of do nothing with it, but I mean, I don't know that there's really a great shooter on the market, to be honest. And even if there was, LOC just took a stick to the face. Did we get a call? The end zone ref didn't call it. Looks like it's nose, so he'll be all right. Maybe some teeth. Yeah, that's a high stick, though, for sure. All right, please. Please, power play. Please.
Big pee-pee. Big pee-pee.
They actually won a face-off. Can they do anything with it? Yeah, they need to put Natchez in the bumper, I think, because Lecky's a lefty. He can't set up for the bumper shot from Druid. And Natchez can because he's a righty. All right, you're set up again with Unit 1. What do you get out of it? Let's see. I mean, just nobody believes Jonathan Druin's going to shoot the puck from that half wall. Just rush it yourself and score a power play goal, Marty? No. If only. If I had a dime for every time Nathan MacKinnon loaded up that one-time clapper and didn't take it, I wouldn't need a job. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. On the power play, I don't know what there is to say at this point. A little fourth line shift here. Well, that was bad from Boston, but you'll take the icing. Look at that absolutely cursed number. I mean, look, in a game where you have 11 shots on goal, you gotta find something good to say about your team, even if it's the Avs just doing nothing on the power play. I mean, the power play is approaching the point where you have to bench the top guys for it. Like, at a certain point, if they're not getting the job done, you have to send that message, right? Like, so what if the bottom 6 guys come out and don't score because your top guys don't score on the power play. So who cares? Good play by Drury there, but again, no finish. A little awkward with the blue line. Okay, got away with it. Put 88 out there with the bottom 6 guys. Who cares? Screw it. Ooh, yep. Yep. The Avs are going to lose this game. Who got beat to the back post there? I couldn't tell. That's on Taves, I guess. He just gets lost. I mean, you just can't let that pass get through. That's on Devon. I know Netchus is a little bit lost because he doesn't know the systems, but you cannot let that pass get through if you're Taves. Oh, well. I mean, this is not about giving a damn. This team has cared and played really well for a lot of this game. They just can't score. They can't fucking score. You have to put the puck in the back of the net. That's just not really how they play it. The Avs' defensive structure is to break up the pass, to stop that pass from getting there. That's how they've always played it defensively. And if you're going to play that way, then you have to stop the pass. Other than the power play, where, yes, I agree with you guys. The Avs do need to shoot more on the power play. But at 5-on-5, the Avs have shot the puck a ton in this game. They've 45 shot attempts. They just aren't dangerous enough with them. They are not finishing well enough. That's it. At 5-on-5, the Avs have 6 high danger chances so far, which is a hair low, but it's not that low. The problem is the Avs are probably going to have to kill a penalty here because they've had 2 power plays and Boston has had none. But maybe the Avs stay clean somehow. Maybe somebody steps up and actually puts a dangerous shot on net. Maybe they find a way back into a game that they shouldn't be trailing in, but here we are. I mean, Boston has just been the better team in the third period, right? They come out and score in the first minute of it. The Avs get a power play opportunity they do nothing with, and then Boston has done the better job, which is fine. Like, those things happen. You can't be the better team for all 60 minutes. They're an NHL team, like I said. Boston's not as bad as you guys want to think they are. I'm not telling you they're good, but they're not a literal pushover. And the Avs played a good 40 minutes, but they scored 1 goal. So that's not enough. Now you got into the portion of the game where Boston's just going to pack the box, and it's going to be hard to get shots through with any level of consistency. I don't know, man. Maybe the Avs just aren't talented enough at goal scoring. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the entire story. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can look at this game and say the Avs are a bad hockey team. I 100% see how you can look at this game and say the Avs suck at shooting. But they've given up 12 shots on goal in 50 minutes of hockey. They just had 1 heinous bounce against them and 1 mistake that cost them. The defense has been extremely good tonight, if we're honest. It's just that they can't fricking score goals. All right, you got the zone. He shot. Didn't hit the net, but he did shoot. And like they're working hard. They're fighting for pucks. They're winning these battles, and they're just not getting any results out of it because they just can't score. Car's stick blows up on him. Well, did we get the Avs penalty? Or was it a puck? Oh, it was just a puck. All right, no penalty. I mean, you say they lean on the same guys consistently, but it's the Avs second line that has the goal tonight. Like, the goal was created by Middlestat and Parsonen. And sure, Lecky has a lot of goals. I'm open to that conversation, but your top players, the dude literally leading the NHL in points has 0 points tonight. Like, yeah, there was a good opportunity that McCarr's stick exploded on for sure. Yeah, that can't have felt good. Puck to the mouth. It's not all that complicated when you look at the Avs losses. The Edmonton game is really the only one. Jets lost 3-2. They only scored 2. Minnesota lost 3-1. They only scored 1. You had the Oilers lost where they did get to 3. But then before that, Jets lost, scored 0. Chicago lost, scored 1. Montreal lost, scored 1. The last loss before that, you have to go all the way back to Vancouver, scored 1. Utah lost, scored 1. When the Avs lose, it's because they didn't put the puck in the back of the net, not because of the other issues. Don't even get a shot on goal in that shift. All right. I mean, whatever. I don't understand because I feel like the Avs had been shooting the puck enough, just not quality enough, both skill wise and shot selection wise, right? And now you're down a goal with 10 minutes left in the game, and you're making decisions to pass up shots. I don't understand. You got 8 minutes of hockey to get at least one goal to get a point out of this game. Devontae's leading the Avs in shot attempts right now. It feels like he shot the puck a ton. He is by like a lot. That was his 11th shot attempt. Next is McKinnon with 7. Put out the third line for the ozone faceoff. Colton did win it. I mean, it's a shot on goal, but just not even remotely dangerous. I mean, is there a defender on the shooting lane on the power play when Mac fakes that one-timer? I don't think any team in the league respects him to shoot that puck this year. Colton wanted a penalty there, didn't get it. I mean, I don't know what Blackwood does differently in this game. The goals against you are a redirect off of Cale Makar's skate that is unstoppable, and a pass to the back post that is pretty much unstoppable from your goaltender. Oh, give me something to get excited about, Avs. At least like have a good chance that you biff on or something, because right now this is just lame. That was a rough shot attempt from Nitchis there. That one was not great. Marshy jump into that one a little bit? He might have. Hey, fuck you, says Ross Colton. I don't know. I don't know how to do post games for games like this, chat. Because y'all just want to be mad. And like justifiably, I get it. But also the Avs played well. But also the Avs didn't win. And like I don't know. There's just not a lot to say about games like this. Hey, it's another shot on goal from Devon Taves, since he's the only dude who shoots the puck now, apparently. Natchez has been fine, obviously adjusting to a new system, but you can see the defensive responsibility and speed. He's willingly shooting the puck a lot, but what can you do? Wow. That I'm surprised Kale even managed to make that work. Oh my God. Would someone shoot the puck, please? I mean, Nate just shot it. At least he tried. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot to like about Natchez for sure, and you guys will love Miko. He's awesome, especially when he's on his game. There's not a lot of players better than that guy.
You're gonna love him. We call him the Moose.
All right, 4 more minutes of pain. It's crazy, man. The Avs are actually going to lose. That's a trip. Holy shit. The Avs are actually going to lose a game in which they give up 15 shots on goal. This is crazy, dude.
Because he's ginormous. And he kind of looks like a moose. I don't know. Especially a baby moose when he was first playing.
It all stems from when he signed his last contract with the Avs. And supposedly, when it happened, the Avs were playing a game, and Bednar like leaned over to one of the players and told him that the big moose was back.
Oh, I love that.
Crazy keep by Gerard there, but it's not going to lead to anything because it's not going to. What the fuck was that bounce? I don't know that off the top of my head. No, Austin. There have been stretches of his career where Mac was injured and he was really, really good, though. Obviously, you guys are going to find out if he can be the man or not for real, but he's a really good player.
We love altitude.
Straight in? No, they missed the empty net once. How many more chances will they get at it?
My feed crashed.
It is about that time. Alrighty, 2 more minutes of pain. Avs have had a few empty net successes in recent history, so it's pretty hard to expect another one. Bank shot? Nah, terrible. Terrible bank shot attempt, Boston. Again, Blackwood playing makes no difference in this game. Neither of the goals are humanly stoppable by a goaltender.
There it is. Sorry, fam. Altitude cut my stream for a bit. We are back. 125-ish. A little further. That's okay.
What I can tell you is if you want Big E's thoughts on this game and the trade and all of that, he will be on the post game. So be sure to tune in, even if this game is frustrating. It will probably take a little bit longer since Big E is at the game. He's going to probably get the Bednar presser and all of that for us before we go live. So maybe more like 20 or 30 minutes until we go live for our post game, as I'm waiting for this game to tick out.
What a freaking Bah.
Here it is.
Another one for tomorrow.
Oh, they missed from there. That's pretty poor, Boston. One last ditch attempt here. Will they even get the blue line? Will they even get their own blue line? They did not get any blue lines. All right. I mean, there's 2 seconds left, but I'm not sitting here for this. We're gonna wrap up this watch along thing here, chat. Come join us for the post game. We appreciate y'all, and we'll talk to you there, and then we'll do it all again tomorrow. So, yeah, this surely will be a completely rational post game. We'll see you there in like 20 to 30 minutes.
We all silly like the mayor.